Hello guys and welcome back to another episode of my team, and this time out we are at our home Grand Prix. We have got Silverstone, so I have actually changed for a one-off livery change for the home Grand Prix, something a little bit different, although still slightly similar. Vehicle component wise, like I said at the tail end of the last one, we have had to take a new controller electronics, and we've also taken a new ICE. As Jeff said, our ICE was showing some signs of wear and tear. So we are going to be looking at, what's that, probably a 10 place grid penalty for the component changes. So we're really going to need to pull out all the stops in qualifying. We've got a durability event, which I think we need to really start focusing some work on the durability. It's killing us. We're right on the cusp of seeing football in our component, but we're not getting to achieve it by our internal deadlines unless there's a last minute push for the whole department. So just reauthorise the overtime for the next couple of weeks to get us through this. Then morale's just going to drop massively. I think we'll take where we are. Not going to push him too hard. We've got plenty of points to now spend, and we're going to definitely be taking a look at this durability. Capacity reached. That's free, so we're taking that. Okay, let's get to track and see what we can do. So pretty much everybody, with the exception of Ferrari and Red Bull, bringing upgrades to Silverstone. The fight with Ocon, really close. He's going to pip us in qualifying, so it's all going to be down to the race. Okay, so we'll go out to the race strategy first, see how we look for time.
Give us some consistent laps, please. We're looking
20 place grid penalty.
the race strategy.
So qualifying is just going to be a complete bust. Look to have some really strong pace.
Okay, super job so far. We're getting great data. Stay focused. Okay, test complete, and that was a very good job indeed. We got a lot of valuable information out of that.
So the time's looking pretty good. Fernando's slightly above us, but we didn't use any DRS through the race runs, so, and a fairly hefty gap to our teammates. So yeah, we'll go to quali. We'll participate a bit. Not that there's a great deal of point. It is just putting mileage on the car, but still, we'll see what we can do. So Mick up in 15th. I think when the contract renewals come through, I'd be shocked if Mick don't move up the grid a bit. Kingdom, just nowhere. Absolutely nowhere. And our lovely 20 place penalty.
Day to day, let's have your take on it. How do you feel these grid penalties are affecting the sport?
No comment.
How do you feel about this team's performance this season?
I've been really impressed with them.
Sounds like there's some work to do back at the factory.
Oh, you are a lovely reporter. Tinkton, why do you even bother? For 100 resource points, mate. Okay, so Quali, here we come. We are, like I say, we're taking a 20 place grid penalty. Really and truly, there's no point participating in qualifying, but it's our home Grand Prix. We're doing it for the fans. Okay, so yeah, this livery was, my intention was, I mean, you see throughout the year and that the odd race where a team will run a bit of a special livery for something, whether it's a PR event or special occasions. And that was my intention, was to run this as a home Grand Prix special. But I'm quite liking it. I think it's quite smart. I'm especially loving that sort of metallic purple across the halo. Sorry, my hay fever playing me troubles here. But yeah, let us know in the comments what you think of the new livery. If you prefer it, then we might have to come back to it as a permanent livery, maybe next year. Doesn't feel like a great lap. The question is, are we going to hit that Aston Martin? Through Maggots and Beckett's. If he eases up much more, we'll hit him during Cops. Good boy, Seb.
There's only one lap of fuel remaining.
So, we'll retire there, see where that puts us. P9. And our losses are Giovinazzi, Mick, Russell, Tinkton splitting the Williamses, Nikita nowhere near it. Dan needs to pick it up. So we're going to do one lap here in Q2. It'll be what it'll be. Like I say, that 20 place grid penalty kind of making this whole thing kind of null and void. Did not want to shift up there. So we'll return to garage before we mess up whoever the Mercedes behind us' lap up is. Yeah, it weren't a great lap. Ocon out qualifying us. We've got this massive penalty anyway, so we can't start 35th.
Good day today. Let's have your take on it.
Was it?
How did it feel to be racing on home turf?
Fantastic. This track has the best fans.
Do you think your teammate was enjoying themselves in front of their home crowd?
They're loving it. The crowd's been great for them.
Appreciate your time.
So yeah, we are not in a nice place to start this with the grid penalties. Yeah, it is what it is really at the end of the day. We're starting at the back anyway, so we're going to take absolutely everything new. And have a completely fresh set for everything. It seems sensible. We're at the back. There was no, really and truly, the penalty was nothing for us at this point. So let's get into the race, get our heads down, and let's hope for some more solid points.
Welcome along then to Great Britain and the Great Silverstone Circuit for today's Grand Prix. The 3.6 miles of the Silverstone Circuit in Great Britain is hallowed ground to the Formula One faithful. We have 18 corners that wrap around this former World War II airbase and some good passing opportunities at the end of the DRS zone. It's race day yet again, and joining me for a chat, Anthony Davidson. And our racers are certainly in for a rough day today. What will you be watching for as they go down into turn one?
Well, the start of the race is always one of the most nerve-wracking parts. You have to hope that everyone is able to get off to a clean start, and this is possibly the trickiest part of the entire race. So many drivers in such a small space, and finding your braking point into turn one as well. It's a testament to the driver's skill that there aren't more incidents.
Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. An immense lap from Lewis Hamilton yesterday puts him on pole position, edging out Lando Norris, who'll start from P2. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Ricciardo, Verstappen, Sergio Perez and Leclerc, Sainz, Gasly, Vettel and Fernando Alonso, Bottas, Tsunoda, Lance Stroll and Raikkonen, Giovinazzi, Mick Schumacher, George Russell and Daniel Tickton, Latifi, Mazepin, Ocon and Roberts. Now, it's almost time for lights out, so let's go down to the track.
So our rival taking...
Okay, I know it's your home Grand Prix, but treat it like any other race. Don't take unnecessary risks.
Cheers, Jeff. So our rival taking a grid penalty as well, which is helpful. It's a lap and a half spare. So yeah, Ocon starting alongside us. We've got complete new power units, every single piece of it. It's our home Grand Prix. We need to get points here. There's nothing we'll settle for. So 5 lights and we are away. Let's get that overtake on. Mazepan ridiculously slow off the line. Take to the grass, but I think if not we would have taken out that Williams of, I believe, Latifi. So just trying to nurse it around these first few corners. We'll get into Stroll's slipstream. I think we've still got, I believe, Mick up the inside of us. And we'll just back off. No silly attempts of heroics through cops. Maggotts and Beckett's was more of a case of pick a gear, any gear, and we were in the wrong one. It was our corner to hold. Stroll doing the sensible thing and just getting out of the power. And get back on our overtake. Try and just close this gap up to Kimi.
The gap to the car ahead is 2.2 seconds.
Yes, it looks like Bottas making no ground up in the early stages of the race. He started P11, still in P11.
Green flag. Green flag. We're racing again.
Looks like Kimi. Oh no, Giovinazzi, I knew it was an Alpha.
Gap to teammate behind is 5.3 seconds.
don't think we're going to see Stroll maybe. I just hope he's not going to be crazy through cops, but Maggots and Beckett's very possibly. Try to hang it around the outside, but we had the answer to him there. The worrying thing is that we don't seem to be able to make any headway to the likes of sort of Tsunoda, Fernando.
Okay, gap ahead is 3.4 seconds.
Lance is going to get the DRS. So much more speed.
No tyre concerns at the moment, just focus on the driving. Our gap to the car in front is 3.3 seconds.
And if nothing else, we cross the line to having had led a lap of our home Grand Prix.
The gap behind us is 6.8 seconds.
Okay, and into the pits for our first pit stop.
Exit now.
1.9.
Okay, stay clear of the white line on the exit. We'll receive a penalty for dangerous driving if you cross over into the track.
What, like that? Going long seems to have worked for us. I don't know if Stroll or Ocon got caught in traffic. We just don't have the downforce to take that fully flat. It's Yuki dealt with for now. Fernando's going to be getting DRS off of Carlos. So, making closing the gap difficult, but not impossible. We seem to have the pace at the moment. I think that's, well, it is, it's Seb Vettel holding this train up a little bit. In DRS zone, but we're just way too far back to be able to make much of it.
The car in front, but we need to look after the tyres. We won't be making another pit stop.
All kinds of craziness going on. But we can smell points in our home Grand Prix. So nearly dead.
You're in the top 10 now. Keep it up.
Holy mac and cheese balls.
There's 5 laps of fuel remaining.
Gonna go for it.
Our gap to the car in front is 8.6 seconds. There's 3 laps of fuel remaining. Green flag.
I felt the Toro Rosso nudge us.
This is your final lap of the race.
But we've got to get our muscles out. This is our home Grand Prix. No! Are we too far back? Yeah, just a bit. Ninth. Frustrating to lose
Pick
it.
up rubber and bring it home.
Lose them extra points right at the end of the race, but home Grand Prix, driver of the day, back of the grid to recover and get points. You ask me, that's a hell of a performance. Really happy with that.
Well, they've done a brilliant job, I must say, under some intense pressure to take a well-earned victory here at the British Grand Prix. Talk to me, Ants. What was it that set them apart from the competition today?
Well, time management probably played quite a large role in the outcome of this one. As ever, it's not just about speed, it's all about maintaining that speed consistently over a stint, over a race distance. So being able to keep up the lap times while still being smooth on the controls and gentle on the tyres, that's really where the race was won today.
Mercedes are on top form once again after an excellent race weekend. It's great to see them up on that podium once again. So then, it's time to see how this result affects the Drivers' Championship. Lewis Hamilton takes the lead of the Drivers' Championship. Some amazing talent out on the track today. But Anthony, who would you pick as your driver of the day?
I have to give it to Roberts. They demonstrated a very delicate touch in close proximity to other cars, as well as showing a lot of maturity and patience in difficult situations.
It's time to see how things are shaping up in the Constructors' Championship. Mercedes continue to extend their lead. Meanwhile, Ferrari have improved their position. A strong weekend from them as they fight their way towards the top. I'm equal parts exhausted and elated with this weekend of Formula One. Be sure to join us for the next one.
So, going into the race, Lewis and Valtteri were even on points, so it puts Lewis as top of the... I'm not liking how far down I'm going. Tinkton 18th. So yeah, Lewis is going to take the lead of the driver's title. A DNF for Fernando. Oh, he had the fastest lap. Wow. But Tinkton, mate, we need to start seeing some better results. In the drivers' standings, like I say, Lewis now taking a 15-point lead at the top. We're still sitting there pretty strong in 7th. And the constructors, Ferrari finally jumping us. But we've still got, what, an 8-point lead over AlphaTauri, 13 points over Aston Martin, and a country mile to Alpine. So we're looking good with what I see our fight for that midfield pack, sort of second of the midfield teams.
Amazing performance out there. I'm sure you're pretty happy with that. You had a lot of fans out there today. Does the pressure get to you when you're back home?
The pressure pushes you to try harder. Home fans, they are the best.
How do you feel these grid penalties are affecting the sport?
No comment.
It's safe to say you're smashing everyone's expectations, isn't it?
F1's a team sport, and we all put in an extreme amount of effort.
Things were close between you and your rival, but it looks like you're coming up top, doesn't it?
Rivalries in the sport bring out the best of both of us, so it looks like we have beaten Esteban.
Appreciate your time.
And that should be a huge acclaim boost. Oops. I think we might have beaten him by maybe 1. Look at that. And that's the joy of that second sponsor objective. Really bringing it. Okay, we lost a bit of money, but the sponsor payout really going to be helping to boost the finances in the team, which hopefully can push us up a level. So yeah, that's brought in some serious dollar going into the next Grand Prix. Result maybe not where we'd really have wanted it, but I don't know how in editing the new livery will come out. So at least at this point we can see this new livery. So yeah, like I said earlier during the race, you know, let us know what you think of the livery. If it's something that we prefer to our normal livery, and then maybe we'll race this next year, or the latter part of the season. So yeah, the result could have been better for our first time Grand Prix, but some solid points back in for the team. We'll move on to Hungary, try and keep this momentum going. We've had a really good run of results over the last few races. So yeah, the last 4 Grand Prix bringing in points. Hopefully Dan can start to pick up the pace a bit more, and yeah, there we are, 1 point in it. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed, guys. If you have, please smash up that like and smash up that subscribe, and we will see you next time for some more My Team. Take care, guys. Bye 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 bye.